Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. Now, today I'm going to be going on commentary mode because it's nice to do some commentaries once in a while. However, what I will go ahead and say is that I do have multiple topics in mind, so we're going to cover on multiple topics at a time. And no, it's not a news video. This is about me talking about things going on and things going on in my life. So, with that totally said, yeah, just enjoy the commentaries, and when there's a new piece of gameplay footage starting to show up, that means a transition to a new topic. So, here I go. Let me go and shoot my thoughts. Hardware is getting more scarce, which ends up leading to hardware being more expensive. I mean, look at the prices on the Steam Deck. Especially look at the prices of the Steam Machine. I mean, the Xbox saw their new price hikes and, oh, no more 2 terabyte model. PlayStation had their round of price hikes, and I'm expecting a second hike in price, or the PlayStation 6 costing way more than people think. And Nintendo is about to have their round of price hikes coming up, but keep in mind the extra costs, including Nintendo Switch Online, game accessories, especially the $90 to $100 first-party controllers, and software prices even if you pay more for physical. Oh, and everyone around is feeling the heat. Apple, Android handheld companies, smartphone manufacturers, and etc. I think you get the idea. This is part of a larger picture. What we are looking at is something that is entirely beyond this and that. There is another video game crash that's coming around. But Gamermans, there should be more than one cause for there to be a second video game crash. And you're right. Absolutely. Well, guess what? There is more than one cause of the gaming crash coming around. Notice how software, especially games themselves, get hiked up in price and get more demanding even if you're playing either on PC or console. It gets to a point where you end up playing free-to-play games, especially gacha games, okay? At that same time, as you're paying more for video game software, the value and quality just take a dip. The effort put into games also take a dip. Even blockbuster releases get hit with a now mixed reception once someone digs up all the red flags. You even have to do a whole lot of detective work before you even decide to even buy the game in the first place. Because it's not just the money that you put in the line, it's also more of your now precious time, effort into getting the game, and data storage space. I know you can delete and reinstall, but there's something that seems to be when it comes to other factors that keep getting mentioned up. But let's get right on going. Also, there is another cause, and that is censorship. The censorship of games and even fictional media has increased and became more excessive no matter the age rating of a game. This is coming from someone who does news videos and ends up covering a news story involving censorship. The list just goes on, and the cases keep piling up and getting worse. And they are getting really, really worse. And yes, I did hear about the Snowbreak situation and how what someone tried to do with Brown Dust 2 succeeded with Snowbreak. There are more than 3 things going on with what's causing these complications in the gaming scene. And these things are also just getting worse and worse, leaving us to fear either this hobby space makes it past the new decade or not. If gaming were to basically go out, what is anything else there to do? Actually, let me scratch that. Let me revise that. Is there anything else we're able to do? Because there really isn't much else to do. I get that we're not locked down compared to 2020, but things really have changed. It's not going to be consumer electronics that ain't going to be available for consumers. And I'm having to get myself used to having things delivered to my door. As a matter of fact, I'm predicting that grocery stores will no longer be a walk-in and you will have to get used to their apps for pickup and having it brought to your house. Straight to the point, we are looking at a dark anti-consumer, anti-creative freedom, and anti-free market future. And we are due to basically deal with a anti-consumer freedom nightmare that's going to be coming around. And there will be nothing else, and you will never ever dare find something else, because we are also dealing with a long-running Karen-demic and Kyle-demic. And we are surrounded by douchebags and assholes. We'll just say that in general. I guess things just aren't simple anymore. When video games releasing in the world of today are at most taking a doo-doo, we end up going over to, well, let's just say the retro games. But then we have problems right now. I mean, we can easily rely on remasters and re-releases on modern consoles. Hold on. But we did notice that there were remastered releases that have been hit with censors. So you might as well just get the original disc or cartridge. That is a good idea. But I do have quite a better idea to add to that. Getting the original classic disc or cartridge and then preserving it. Either you are going to be on a modded console, FPGA system, or emulators on PC or mobile, whatever the case may be, you will be able to still access your retro games library for the foreseeable future. Also, back up your backups. I figured I want to go ahead and throw that extra thing right in. You do this, and you will dodge a whole lot of anti-preservation tomfoolery, anti-consumer tomfoolery, anti-ownership, and also censorship. And you will save a whole lot of money on subscription prices from Netflix, Peacock, Prime Video, and etc. And you will even get to dodge sailing the seven seas more. I get that such a route will be inevitable in the future. Also, I do know a lot of people hate sailing the seas, and looking into it, yes, I'm not going to go on this moral tangent, but I will go on a different kind of route with this. Doing this is not really easy, and that would be the, let's just say, at least most of the reasons why people tend to avoid sailing the seven seas. I mean, you have people infecting download links and ads from services other than Google Ads, and then you have the problem with the acceleration of DMCA and copyright takedowns. And yes, they are accelerating. Also, you did preserve the thing that you went and bought anyway, so you didn't do any wrong, so please calm down. Now, people will consider physical media and will stand with physical media and even will still consider physical media and will fight to keep physical media alive. However, physical media is the target of assassination right now. So that said, let's just say preserve your physical media to continue to enjoy your physical media no matter what, especially for the foreseeable future. I mean, we did learn our lesson when it came to the ulterior motive song, and boy, did we really dodge that bullet. That said, it is best to preserve your media. I mean, there were odds against me, and I still collect retro games, knowing full well that I'm going to preserve them seconds when a new retro game lands on my hands. When it came to disc-based games, such as PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, for example, I have been ensuring that these disc games get preserved and then backed up a whole lot. I utilized a method that would allow me to back up Xbox 360 games to then play on Xenia for the foreseeable future. As a matter of fact, I did end up backing up Dead or Alive 4 the very minute I realized that it runs better on Xenia right now, when I should have done that a while ago. But I did that now. Better late than never. And I found out a device that will let me preserve ROM files of Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. Because I got that device, I got into the groove of Game Boy collecting, knowing full well that I can basically preserve them and play them at home or on the go. And I do have plans to get that device that backs up Nintendo 64 games, as I do have in mind the Cruisin' games, Gauntlet Legends, Tetrasphere, and Killer Instinct Gold. I do this knowing damn well I could continue to enjoy my retro collection no matter where, no matter how, and no matter what, especially for the foreseeable future. And it would be thanks to Xenia, RPCS3, RetroArch, PCSX2, DuckStation, and emulation in general. It would also be thanks to people who would find a way to play PC games on mobile devices such as Android, and that is still going on right now, and people are, well, busting their ass and making things improved on the double. Now, people innovate and improve and find new solutions and persist while doing it, and I am damn well thankful. Thankful that we have such people. That said, I learned to preserve my media, and you should too. Man, it was a long time. Okay, you know what? I'll give you the context. Now, I remember back in 2019 when I went to go see Joker in the movie theaters. And it was the last time I went to movie theaters, and it was a Harkins Theaters. Now, when it comes to movie theater chains such as Harkins Theaters and AMC Theaters, it basically is, well, let's just say as much a family tradition, or let's just say a frequent thing that goes on when it comes to family. However, things end up changing and, well, shenanigans ensured. Okay, now fast forward to 2026, and then the Backrooms movie came out. Now, this made my first in a long time trip to basically go to the movies. So I went to the nearby Harkins Theaters and went to go see Backrooms. And I will say, it is a really good horror/thriller movie ever. It's really atmospheric, but I will say you can consider that movie a sci-fi film. Now, things happened and I was able to watch another film in the theaters, so I walked myself to the nearby Harkins Theaters once again to go see The Furious, best martial arts movie I've seen in a long time, also best action movie I have seen in a long time. However, I will say the experience was nice after a long time, and to be honest, I would rather watch movies at home. Come on, it's not like movie theater chains are going to be around since we recovered from 2020. And yes, I get that we recovered from 2020, but there's going to be other reasons that's going to basically keep these movie theater chains from being around. So, no more Harkins, no more AMC theaters. However, Prime at Home Cinema and other in-theater movie streaming events that was present in 2020 will basically come back for sure, and will come back to stay. Going to the movies will cost you a total of $20 to $50 per movie trip, snacks and beverages excluded by the way. And, well, let's just say that $20 to $50 estimate depends on when it comes to 1 to 3 people. Oh, and you also have to make sure your movie trip goes smooth, because if disaster strikes, you're gonna be screwed. So when a movie comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, or digital, so you can watch at the house, I'm good. It is a more disaster-proof way to go. Also, you just invest in a projector later down the line, and you can get that close enough movie theater experience, and you can watch movies on a bigger screen. However, if we are talking about gaming, you better be ready to fork over more than the price of a Steam machine. And really, to be honest with you here, at this point, just get one of those video output glasses, like, say, the Ray Neos. Going back to the topic of movies, I didn't bother to go see the Terrifier movies in theaters. As a matter of fact, I managed to take the opportunity to go watch the Terrifier movies on Prime Video just in time for Halloween. Oh, okay, 1 and 2 on Prime Video and Terrifier 3 on Peacock before it came on Prime Video. I also did saw the new Nosferatu and Smile 2 through Prime Video as well, and yes, I did forget about Final Destination Bloodlines. Yes, it showed up on Amazon Prime Video, so I decided to go get that checked out. And yes, Prime Video had it, so I watched it from beginning to end. Okay, so the point here being, going to the movies would rather be for nostalgic novelty's sake. It is nice to leave the house once in a while, and I do know that. However, things have changed for the worse. And, Well, let's just say if I were to go to the movies to even go watch a movie and then come back, what would I find when I come back? That's another thing, and that's a scary thought to think about, especially in today's day and age. When I saw The Furious, yes, there were circumstances, but this was actually because of the water thing going on at most, and other shenanigans going on while I was at the Harkins. Well, let's just say making it a good idea to go to the Harkins in the first place rather than staying put. And I will say that it would be best to go see both Backrooms and The Furious when they release at home. Besides, it would already be too late for you to go watch it in movie theaters. Well, by the time this video is uploaded. Otherwise, I really encourage it a whole lot that you pick your movie theater trips very wisely. Seriously, trust me. And that about does it for the commentary video, and I'm glad that I was able to get things off my chest, and I feel better now that I got things off my chest. And with that totally said, back to working on videos. Now, long-form videos, I got that figured out. However, for short-form videos and social media posts, I am planning on releasing them wisely, because I have to be really careful with frequency, otherwise posting every day would open a can of worms. That said, that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.